Hi my angels, welcome back to my channel, Mystic Magic. In today's Pick a Card reading, we are taking a look at August 2022 predictions. I have 4 piles for you to choose from today. Over here on pile 1, we have this beautiful amethyst tower. On pile number 2, we have this fluorite tower. Here on pile number 3, we have some Labradorite. And here on pile number 4, we have this Tourmaline quartz tower. So feel free to pause the video if you need some more time figuring out which pile you're the most drawn towards. And then once you've chosen, you can scroll down to the description box or the pinned comment and skip ahead to your reading. A couple of quick disclaimers before we start. Tarot is just a tool that reads the current energy, and energy is always changing. So remember that you have free will and the power to create change. Keep in mind this is a general reading, so take the messages that resonate and leave the rest behind. Don't try to force all the messages to fit you and your life. There could simply just be messages here that are meant for other people watching that just aren't meant for you. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and jump in with pile number 1. Hey there, pile 1. If you chose the Amethyst Tower, this is going to be a reading all about what to expect for the month of August 2022. So what we're going to do first is take a look at the overall energy for the month of August for you using some oracle cards. And then we're going to get into the different life areas. So we'll be looking at love, career and finances, and personal and spiritual development. Then we'll be getting additional messages, anything else that you need to know about the month of August, and then close the reading off with some advice. So let's go ahead and get started by taking a look at the overall energy for you for the month of August. So we have the throat chakra. The frequency of the throat chakra, the blue flower of life, supports our self-expression and our sense of peace and balance. We have self-worth with the sacral chakra. And we have enlightenment. So what I'm seeing for you, pile 1, is that in August, you're having a very big aha moment. You're having this moment of enlightenment, which we can also see here because you chose the amethyst crystal. So I see you receiving illumination about something. You're going to be receiving either a download from spirit. You may find this information in a dream that you have, or you simply may just have this realization at some point during your waking life in August. And what's so beautiful about this is that this enlightenment that you're experiencing has to do with your own self-worth and speaking up for yourself. With the throat chakra here, it's like finally communicating to others what you deserve, because now you have true awareness and a true understanding of what it is that you deserve. That even though you may have put up with certain things in the past, that you don't have to carry on doing that forever, that you can actually choose at any time to change your mind about how you want and expect to be treated. You're really starting to communicate that with others. And I also see you setting stronger boundaries with the people in your life. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean entirely cutting someone off, but it could just be something like, hey, I would love to hang out with you, but I'm actually really tired and I really need some time alone to recharge, instead of maybe feeling guilty and deciding to go out with your friend anyway so that you don't disappoint them, even if you're feeling really exhausted or not in a space to be able to give to others. So I see this being a really big theme for you in the month of August, as well as I also see that not only will you be communicating these things with other people, but as well I see that you're going to be speaking more kindly to yourself, maybe through positive affirmations, maybe even just being your own hype man or hype woman, you know, like when you walk past the mirror and you're like, damn girl, you look good today. Or while you're working on a project and you're like, you know what, I'm actually really proud of the work that I've been doing. This is amazing. I've come so far. Look at all the progress that I've made. Okay, just being really, really kind and compassionate to yourself, whether things are going well or whether things could be going better for you. There's this, I just heard like temple and worship. So I see you starting to really recognize that your physical form, your body is a temple that houses your soul, and so it should be treated with respect. It should be treated with love and kindness. And I see you extending more grace to yourself. And because you're having this internal enlightenment about your own worth and your value and how important you are, you'll also start to see that being reflected in others as well. So rather than just seeing someone who, I don't know, is maybe really irritated or really angry and having that affect you, it's like now looking at that situation and being like, wow, that person must be in a lot of pain. Or wow, that person really must have gone through a lot, or something must have triggered that person. And seeing that deep down beneath the surface, we're all the same. We all have struggles, we all have wounds, we all have things that we're afraid of, and at the same time, we're also all natural beings of love and have the ability to extend that goodness out to others. So this is really interesting. There's definitely a really big shift happening in your perception overall. So like I said, this is a shift not only in how you're seeing yourself, but also in how you're seeing others and the world around you. It's like something is really being highlighted to you here, like we see in the self-worth card. As well as for some of you, if there's some kind of project that you're working on, and maybe something creative and maybe a business idea, but if you're working on something in the month of August, you may start to put your creations out there. You may start to talk about your projects, talk about what you've been working on, to kind of let others know what you've been up to, or to fill people in on where you've been if you've been kind of keeping this on the down low for some time. And I see that by you expressing this creative energy or expressing what it is that you've been working on, that it's really going to inspire other people to see what's possible for their life and what they can create and do themselves. And as well as by opening this line of communication and talking about something that you've been working on or something that you would like to create, you're also opening yourself up more to receive more inspiration, to receive more motivation, more creativity, more curiosity. So it's almost this like a feedback loop almost, of it's like by talking about what you've been working on, it also opens up your channel to receive more creativity, to receive solutions, to receive more ideas. And then taking all of that inspiration and those ideas and working with it, creating something with it, and then talking about that, and then that brings more inspiration, more creative ideas. Do you see what I'm trying to say? So I see a lot of growth happening in August for you. And I feel like for a lot of you, this is a really long time coming. It's almost like the ice around your heart is thawing, or if you feel like you've been in like a dark, cold, lonely place, it's like the sun is finally starting to come out again. You're being liberated. Yeah, you're being liberated. You're being liberated from judgments or criticisms that you may have had about yourself, or inaccurate perceptions about who you are, as well as how you perceive others too. So there's this huge sense of liberation of finally understanding that you don't have to remain attached to these same ideas or to any projections that people have put on you. So now I want to move into our different life areas. So we are going to be starting off with love in the month of August for you. So let's see what we have. Okay, we have a past life relationship. You have known each other before. And we also have the Page of Pentacles. Interesting. Okay, so you're dealing with a past life connection here. Now, so I'm almost seeing this go two different ways. For some of you, this will be a karmic connection where before incarnating here and now onto this earth, you and this soul have agreed to come into each other's lives during this incarnation and work through certain issues or work through certain lessons together so that you can each grow and evolve on a soul level. So for some of you, this will be a karmic connection. For others of you, I see this being, honestly, I'm hearing true love. For some of you, this is true love, and this is a relationship that I'm hearing has desecrated time and space. Wow. So this is someone that you have had multiple connections with in different incarnations, and it seems like you two have found each other again in this incarnation. The Page of Pentacles here is really representing the idea of having a lot of potential, but as well as something that really needs to be nurtured and grown? I don't know. It's not something that is at the level of being self-sustaining. It's going to require work and effort to be put into it, but it's certainly doable and it's certainly possible. Now, if this is a karmic connection, what I'm getting with the Page of Pentacles is that, yeah, that you two have been brought together to really learn a lot from each other. The Page of Pentacles is really giving me student vibes. So it's like the two of you have been brought together so you can really learn something very important from each other. And this is something that your souls have decided before incarnating here on Earth. So this is a very important lesson that will be really integral in the evolution of your soul. So this could be about going through the lesson of trying to break this karmic cycle, or trying to, you know, stand up for yourself more, setting boundaries, communicating your needs. Okay, so it'll be different for everyone, of course, because we're all on different journeys here and we all have different things to learn, but that's really what I'm picking up. Now, if you're single, I'm seeing this as in August that you'll be meeting someone that you've had a past life connection with, and I feel like for most of you, you haven't met this person before with the Page of Pentacles here. You haven't met them yet in this lifetime, but I feel like your energies are already connected. And I'm just getting a lot of like teaching and learning, kind of, again, like this feedback loop, or this continuous cycle of teaching and learning from each other. So I have another tarot deck here. I want to grab some more cards for you. So Spirit guides, please, for my pile ones, what is this past life relationship that's coming up in August? What is this past life relationship for my pile ones that's coming up for the month of August? And so one way that you'll be able to identify like, oh, this is the person, is there's going to be this really uncanny feeling of like, wow, you seem so familiar to me, or like, do I know you from somewhere, or I feel like we've met before. There's gonna be this immediate sense of familiarity, or just feeling that like this person's really easy to talk to, or we have so much that we talk about, we have so much in common. Maybe it feels really easy and effortless in some ways. So we had the Queen of Wands coming out, as well as, wow, the Ace of Cups. And on the back of the deck, we have Strength. So Leo energy coming through, as well as all the fire signs, actually, with the Queen of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and then water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. With the Page of Pentacles, we have earth signs, which is Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. So you may be one of those signs, this person may be one of those signs, but you certainly don't have to in order for these messages to resonate. But what I'm getting with the Queen of Wands and the Ace of Cups being here for this past life relationship is that what I feel like you will be teaching each other is confidence. Again, this idea of self-worth, being able to trust in your intuition, and really just opening up your heart and allowing yourself to give and receive love. But most importantly, this relationship, this connection here, is really going to launch you on this self-love journey, this journey of self-worth, this journey of realizing that you deserve to put yourself first. You deserve to fill up your own cup before giving somebody else a drink from it. And it's interesting with this fire and water energy because they are opposite signs, right? And so it's like, and especially with Strength being on the back of the deck, it's like, what this is letting me know is that this connection may feel a little bit volatile in some ways, because I see that there's a lot of passion, there's a lot of power, there's a lot of emotion going on here. And so it may kind of feel very intense. What I'm being shown is almost the example of like a couple arguing, or, you know, having like a passionate, heated, I don't know, debate, argument, discussion, something. And then all of a sudden they start making out and make up in the bedroom. Or just like that leading to a very like heated, passionate sexual experience. So that may be the case for some of you. But I would say that there's almost an overwhelm of emotions or an overwhelm of passion here, and that it may take some tempering of like having to tone that down a bit, having to rein that in a bit, that it doesn't need to, or you may struggle with that. You may struggle with like, wow, this is really a lot. Like, how can we kind of rein this in or tone it down? It may be quite overwhelming for some of you. And you may almost have this reaction to run away from it, because it feels like a lot, but at the same time, I feel like you're going to be so drawn to this person that it's like you almost can't help yourself from going back or coming back. Especially with this Queen of Wands here, like she is so magnetic and charismatic and like fiery and passionate and independent. And because I see you two mirroring each other, you may butt heads a lot, or you may feel quite triggered by this person. And the reason for that is because this person is showing you aspects of yourself that you may not perceive or may not identify or understand fully. And so you might have a strong reaction to them. But this is all part of this enlightenment that you're experiencing in August. Is like, you know, sometimes when people really irritate us, it's actually because there's an aspect of them that we hold the same characteristics, and usually it's from our shadow. So if we see someone who, let's say, is really loud, talks a lot, you know, maybe is a bit obnoxious, maybe that triggers us. And that could be because maybe we're struggling to express ourselves. And so seeing this other person being able to express themselves so easily, so clearly, and with force, it really triggers us, because on a deeper level, you know, there are no blocks. On a deeper level, we all can communicate freely and speak authentically, right? So that might trigger you. So that's something that I'm seeing here. So whether you're like, if you're single, I see you meeting this person and having these kinds of experiences. If you're in a connection with someone, you may notice this kind of energy coming up in August of just like both of you feeling just really, really passionate, really fiery, really driven and ambitious, but at the same time feeling very like nurturing and compassionate towards yourself and towards your partner too. So I'm seeing like a very romantic and like sexual time in August. And I will say, like, if you're not looking to have kids or expand your family, just be careful about that in August, okay? With the Ace of Cups and all of this Leo energy and all this passion that we've been talking about, as well as we have this page here. So do be careful if that's not something that you are planning for. Now let's see what is going on with your career and finances in August. Ooh, we have changes. And we also have the Hierophant. Okay, so we have Taurus energy here with the Hierophant. And this changes card makes me think of the Wheel of Fortune, the number 10 being here as well. So the Wheel of Fortune features the 4 fixed signs, which would be Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. So a lot of Taurus, a lot of Leo energy coming through. I see you changing your commitment on something. I see you wanting to commit yourself to something new in August. So this could be having this realization that maybe what you're doing in terms of your career isn't as fulfilling as you would want it to be. Or maybe you have this realization of what it is that you're truly passionate about and what you want to pursue. But I would say for you that this is not something that you're taking lightly. This isn't just like, oh yeah, like I'm gonna look for a different job. It's like, I feel like you're the kind of people who, when you commit yourself to something, you're very loyal about it, you're very dedicated, and you're not flaky. It's like you're in it 100%. You give everything that you have. And so it's like you're not making these changes lightly. It's something that you really are spending a lot of time thinking about on different levels as well. Like using your rational mind to think about this, using your emotional mind to think about this, thinking about how practical this is, thinking about where you can take this, how things might work out, what you can do. And what I love in this Hierophant card is we see the crown chakra being illuminated here, and he's also holding the key. So it's like you have the key to unlock this enlightenment, this understanding of where it is that you're going next. I also see this as big changes coming towards, or big changes in regards to your abundance. I really feel like there's going to be quite a big shift when it comes to your money situation. So if things have been feeling a little stagnant or not as active as you would like, I really see positive changes happening around your wealth and abundance, especially because, like I said, Taurus rules the Hierophant, and Taurus in the second house, being an earth sign, is all about the material world. It's about material possessions. It's about things that we value, things that we deem to be worthy. Okay, so it's like shifting direction, changing your sail, changing the direction of your sail, and redirecting your focus onto something that you find to be very valuable and important, and deciding to dedicate yourself to that too. Some of you may go back to school or take a course to learn more about this thing, or to gain a certain certification that would allow you to do this kind of work. Some of you as well may be teachers. The theme of teaching and student keeps coming up. So you could be sharing your knowledge, sharing what you've learned about something, a certain experience, or maybe a field that you're working in. But let's see. Let's grab some more tarot cards and get more details. So Spirit guides, for my pile ones, what's going on with their career and finances in August? We have changes, we have the Hierophant. What changes are coming to my pile one's career and finances in August, please? What changes are coming to my pile one's career and finances in August, please? I don't know why, but I'm there. This feels so random. They're showing me Dudley from Harry Potter. I have zero idea how that's relevant. I've not watched Harry Potter in a while. Okay, so we have the Devil. Oh my goodness. Okay. So I'm not taking these, but we had the Strength card showing herself, and we also had the Wheel of Fortune again showing itself, but I won't take those because there's too many cards coming out. Let's see, can we get at least one more card? What changes are happening with my pile one's career and finances in August, please? What changes are happening? My pile one's career and finances in August. So with the Devil energy here, this is Capricorn energy. So again, more earth sign energy. Capricorn is extremely ambitious, really hardworking and dedicated. Capricorn, I would say, is the workhorse of the zodiac. Not that other signs don't have work ethic, but Capricorn is like the cream of the crop when it comes to working and achieving goals, okay? Like, there is nothing that can come in between a Capricorn and its goal, okay? Capricorn will fight and scale this mountain until it gets to the top, and there's literally no stopping it. So I see you having this kind of energy. And what's so fucking crazy that I just realized, you know how I said in the Hierophant we had this key here? I hope you can see it. He's holding a key right there. There's chains here. There's chains keeping these two animals here locked. So it's like you have the key to free yourself. I said liberation earlier. So again, we see this idea of liberation coming through. Oh, I'm also getting another message for love. So some of you, I had mentioned karmic relationships. And again, this idea of liberation, you could be breaking a karmic cycle with someone that you've had past life connections with. So it could be that you and this person keep reincarnating, or, well, I mean, you know, on a soul level, not literally the same person, but you and the soul keep reincarnating to work through a certain lesson or issue. And it could be that, you know, when we don't complete our lessons, we carry them forward into our next incarnation, where we have the opportunity to work through it again. And this will continue to happen until we actually learn the lesson or break the cycle. So I see some of you like finally being able to break that cycle. And this is fucking huge. Like, this is major. This is gonna shift everything for you. Okay? But going back to career and finances, something else that I'm getting with the devil is, yes, while it can talk about, you know, restrictions and fears and things like that, it's not really the energy that I'm getting for the most part. Like, my initial feeling when it came out was that the devil also does talk about indulgence. It talks about wealth and material possessions. So you could be coming into more money. You could be like really treating yourself, buying yourself nice things. This could have to do with the home, like upgrading your home, or maybe travel. Being able to, upgrade in some way. So we also have the Seven of Wands coming out and the Queen of Cups on the back of the deck. So it's like, for some of you, this could even be something that maybe you've actually been thinking about for a really long time, but haven't taken that leap of faith. And it's almost like maybe you've been trying to fight against it, like fight against this feeling. Maybe coming from like a fear of, well, I don't know what'll happen if I make that change, or I don't know how people will perceive this idea or perceive me once I, you know, if I choose to change paths, if I choose to change my mind. It's like, because this Queen of Cups is feeling very healing and very, like a big sense of relief. Like, I no longer have to fight. I no longer have to hold myself back. I can just go. I can make whatever change I want. I can do whatever I want, because I no longer am valuing other people's opinions or judgments over my own opinions and judgments. If something feels right to me and it feels in alignment with me and I feel passionate about it, I'm just gonna go do that. I don't need to check in with other people. I don't care if other people don't like it. I don't care if people are like, oh, you're gonna be an architect? Like, that's weird. You've been, I don't know, a gardener your whole life. How are you gonna be an architect? Like, that doesn't make sense. Like, why would you do that? You know, you're so good at being an architect. It's brought you so much success. And it's like, those things may be true, but at the same time, I feel like you're really being called to make a certain shift, that whether you fully realize why you're being called to make this change or not, you'll reach that understanding eventually. Okay, we have enlightenment here. So you maybe feel called to make this change before it fully makes sense to you, but you're gonna be feeling it on a really deep, emotional, spiritual level. Like, you're gonna feel it in your soul. You're gonna feel called to leave something behind and dedicate yourself to something new here. So it's really exciting. Now let's take a look at your personal and spiritual development for the month of August. So we have forgiveness. I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. Oh, look at all this orange we have. Okay, we also have the Four of Swords. Yes, this is so beautiful. So you're doing so much healing in August, and this is what I'm saying, like, yeah. I mean, I can hardly comprehend this, and I feel like it'll take some time for it to fully sink in for you, but like how much you're accomplishing in the month of August. Like, some of you are breaking karmic cycles. Okay, some of you are opening yourself up to love. You're making major moves and shifts when it comes to your career and what you're pursuing, what you dedicate yourself to. You're recognizing your worth. You're recognizing that you don't deserve to hold on to resentment, to hold on to hurt and pain, that it's okay to forgive and let things go and allow yourself to heal. Okay? We can't heal until we take the knife out, right? If we just leave the knife in there, it's going to hurt more. It's going to be uncomfortable, and we're never going to heal while the knife is still in the wound. So I see in August that you are just plucking all of these knives out and allowing yourself time to heal. Maybe forgiving yourself for not recognizing how worthy you are. Maybe forgiving others for maybe not treating you as well as you deserve to be treated. Maybe forgiving yourself for staying in this kind of karmic cycle with someone. Forgiving yourself for not being open to love. Forgiving yourself for staying on a traditional path instead of doing what feels more authentic to you. Like, there's so much going on here, and you should be really, really, really proud of yourselves. Like, I'm really proud of you, and I'm giving you the most massive virtual energetic hug right now because I feel like you need it, and I'm saying, and Spirit's saying, and the universe is saying, I'm so proud of you. You are doing so many wonderful things, and I think August is really going to be this huge pivotal moment where the shit that happens in August is really setting you up for success in the long term. And it's like, from this point forward, things are just going to be operating differently. I think things are going to flow with a lot more ease. Whether that's flowing to you or flowing away from you, like, I'm just seeing ease on many, many levels. And I see you doing a lot of purging from your sacral chakra. The sacral chakra is where our emotions live. So I see you purging things like guilt, shame, disappointment, even grief for some of you, even though that's more of a heart chakra emotion. I see you just really releasing so much, as well as blockages being removed from your throat chakra so that you're able to express yourself authentically, yes, honestly, yes, but also with kindness and compassion, okay? And again, that's speaking to yourself with kindness and compassion, as well as to other people too. I just saw 4141 on the timer. So I don't know if you've been seeing repeating ones or fours, but if we break that down, that's 5, and we have another 5 here. And 5 is the number of changes, right? It's halfway to 10. So it represents this tipping point, which is exactly what it's exactly what I was just saying. I was like, August is this really big pivotal moment where it's like just getting over the tip of the mountain, and now it's easy sailing because we're going downhill. I really hope that makes sense. Okay, so now we're going to take a look at these 3 oracle cards, and these are going to represent any significant or noteworthy events that are happening in August that you need to be aware of. So we have ring. A marriage will take place, either romantic or business. Okay. We have caterpillar. Things will not always be this way. A change is coming. And oh my God, money path. A path with money is waiting for you to find it. You guys. Wow, I fucking love this so much for you. So with the ring here, some of you could be realizing that like this person is someone that you want to marry, someone that you want to spend your life with. But if that's not the case, because of course that's not going to be the case for everyone, especially if you resonate with the message of maybe being in a karmic cycle with someone. But this also fits beautifully with what we were talking about with your career, because what is marriage? Marriage is a commitment, right? It's dedicating yourself to someone, being loyal to it. And that's exactly what we were talking about here. So I really see you committing to something. This could even be committing to your passion, right? Maybe you've been trying to play it off like, oh no, it's just a hobby, or like, oh, you know, it would never really be successful. Maybe you haven't fully put 100% into it because of a lack of confidence in some way. But I really see this starting to change for you in August. Things will not always be this way. Change is coming. You've been in the cocoon, okay? You used to be a caterpillar, and now you're this goo that has been in the cocoon. And in August is when the butterfly is starting to emerge. And whatever you're committing yourself to in terms of your finances and your career is going to be really successful. Literally, a path with money is waiting for you to find it. Okay, so it's not going away. If you feel like you missed your chance, you missed the boat, you missed your opportunity, that's not the case. It's patiently waiting there for you for whenever you're ready to pursue it, whenever you're ready to commit yourself to it. And overall, I'm just seeing a lot of... It's interesting because on one hand, there's a lot of shifts and changes, but at the same time, there's also this feeling of like... of being solid, of security, of abundance, of like, I know what's promised to me, or like, I know this is due to me or due for me. It's like claiming what's rightfully yours. That's what this is. You're finally claiming what's rightfully yours. This is so exciting. Wow. Okay. So let's take a look at our last two cards. These are going to represent some helpful advice for you during the month of August. Wow. So we have Blessed, number 22. So as well, you may be seeing repeating twos a lot during the month of August. And this is a sign from the universe, from your guides, that you're on the right path, you're heading in the right direction, and everything's going according to plan. You're moving towards your alignment, or you're in alignment. Wow. And we have don't let the past hold you back. Now, that's crazy because we also have this past life relationship here. So for those of you who resonate with this being a karmic connection, okay, don't let your past hold you back. You have the ability to break free. You have the ability to liberate yourself, and that there's so much more ahead that you may not necessarily see, but it's there. It's there and it's waiting for you to find it. So just because something didn't work out in the past, or, you know, just because this thing happened or that thing happened, it doesn't mean it's going to happen again. Don't let your past hold you back. Always try again. Don't give up, okay? Don't give up. And with the South Node and how I said this changes card makes me think of the Wheel of Fortune. It's like literally shifting shifting you towards your destiny, moving you away from your fate towards your destiny, where you're no longer focusing on the past, but you're looking forward into the future. right? Let's move towards our north node. Let's move towards our destiny. Let's move towards why we came here and move away from where we've been. As well as with this blessed card, Spirit is really wanting you to focus on the things that are going well for you or that are working out. Spirit is wanting you to literally count your blessings. So pull out a piece of paper or open the notes app on your phone, or you can just sit there and say it out loud or say it in your head. But literally go through all the things that you're grateful for. Even if it feels like not a lot is going well for you, I promise that you can find something, at least one thing, that you're super grateful for. And really focus on that feeling, focus on that gratitude. You know, put your hands over your heart and just meditate on that feeling and allow it to fill you up and reverberate. And use that energy as a way to attract more goodness into your life. And as you do that, as you continue to express gratitude and appreciate happiness when it comes, appreciate the good times when they come, the more it'll come to you. And the easier it'll be to move away from the past and move towards this present moment and create this future that feels just so blessed and in harmony. I also really see a deep feeling of peace here with this blessed card. So really just accepting how things are now, but fully understanding that things will not always be this way. So whether times are good or bad, things will not always be this way. So during the good times, let's appreciate them. Let's be in the moment. Let's fully absorb it and express gratitude for having been able to experience it, because we know it's going to end. And when times are difficult and we're struggling, to remember that this is temporary too, and things won't always be this way. And the wheel will turn again and our fortune will shift. And that moment will end and we'll be on to the next moment. So this is everything that I'm seeing for you, Pile 1. Let me know in the comments how this resonated for you. Be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed watching, and hit the post notification bell so you never miss out on when I upload a video. I love you so, so much. Thank you so much for letting me read for you today, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye, guys. Hey there, Pile 2. If you chose the Fluorite Tower, this is going to be your reading about what to expect for the month of August. So what we're going to be doing today is taking a look at some oracle cards first, and these are going to represent the overall energy for the month of August, and then we'll be getting into the different life areas. So we'll be taking a look at love, career and finances, and personal and spiritual development. Then we'll get some additional messages for you and close the reading out with some advice. So before we actually get into the cards, the first message that I have, when I was preparing your pile, I was hearing the song, I think it's called My Oh My by Camila Cabello, but I was hearing that song. So I don't know if that is going to be relevant to this reading, or if you want to go and listen to the song, take a look at the lyrics, and see if that might be relevant for you. Maybe we'll see when we get to the love portion. So before we get there though, let's take a look at what the overall energy is for you. So we have integration. The frequency of integration supports our embrace of every aspect of ourselves, allowing what we perceive as positive and what we perceive as negative to harmonize in a balanced symphony of life. We also have trickery with the heart chakra. And we also have fulfillment. I just heard you're a peach. You are a peach pile too. Okay, what's going on here? So actually what I'm getting for you guys, pile 2, is that I feel like you've been holding yourself back in some way, or maybe pretending that either that you're more fulfilled than you actually honestly feel, or that you're denying yourself something that actually brings you a lot of fulfillment. Because with this trickery card, I don't see this as someone else being, you know, maybe sneaky or devious with you. I see this being self-inflicted. Like I see you doing this to yourself, or this could be past energy. But what I'm getting is that in August, you're going to be having this really big light bulb moment, especially because you chose the fluorite, and the fluorite's all about clarity and focus. So I feel like you're really going to be honing in on what it is that truly brings you fulfillment. And I think you're going to start being honest about that. You're going to start being honest with yourself about what actually fulfills you and brings you satisfaction and what doesn't. And to even go a step further, because you're not just identifying what it is that actually brings you fulfillment, but you're starting to integrate that into your life. So there's actually a lot going on for you in August, because it's like you're finally letting go of these shells or these layers that maybe weren't ever yours to begin with, or maybe masks that you may have worn to fit in, to be accepted, to avoid judgment or criticism. And I see you taking it off and being like, to hell with it. And just like throwing it away and being like, no, like I don't want to pretend anymore. Like I don't want to pretend that I find this job to be fulfilling when it honestly sucks my soul. I don't want to pretend that I enjoy eating this way because it makes me feel like crap. I don't want to pretend that I actually vibe with my coworkers because I think, you know, they're very competitive and low vibrational, and I just don't enjoy that kind of energy. That's just not me. And I see you spending a lot of time thinking about what it is that you are, what it is that represents you, and how to be okay with that. How to be okay with that. How to be okay with all the parts of you. The good parts and the bad parts. The light and the shadow. So you're making peace with your shadow in August. And you're no longer pushing away parts of yourself that either you pushed away because you were taught that these things were bad, or, you know, we don't do that, we don't act like that, we don't talk like that, we don't do these things. Whether this was family telling you this, friends telling you this, institutions telling you this, society telling you this, it's like you're tuning out all the noise and tuning into the sound of your own song. And this is the beginning of you marching to the beat of your own drum. Okay, this is about you going off on this new journey and seeking what truly fulfills you on a soul level. What really brings you security, what really brings you passion, what brings you joy, what brings harmony into your life. Yeah, there's a full moon here in the background of the fulfillment card, so there's a lot that you're releasing. There's a lot that you're releasing, and there's a lot that you're starting to integrate with this newfound clarity that you're having. And there's a lot of growth. especially with this fulfillment card here with the peach being fully ripe, and we have the number 30 here. So I see big expansions happening, especially in your heart and your third eye chakras. And this is really about letting your intuition communicate with your heart so that you can lead from the heart, so that you can take action from a place of love, that you can speak from a place of love, right? So when our heart is open, that love just pours into everything that we do. That love touches everything that we touch. So I see you transitioning into a really, really beautiful, serene place in August. And there could be parts of you that may feel angry or disappointed or guilty, ashamed, like these really difficult emotions are something that you could be experiencing, but at the same time, like I'm not picking up a very heavy energy here. So it could be that you have actually been purging this energy slowly for some time now, and now in August, it's like these final layers are kind of being stripped away. And as you reach the end of that, it's like you have this clarity now, because it's like you're clearing the fog away. Every time you remove one of these layers or remove one of these masks, the fog clears a little bit more, right? Like we see in this fulfillment card. Until you reach your clarity. Wow, okay. And so for some of you, what I'm getting is that you may have been, just like following a path that someone else has laid out for you, or going down a path that someone else wanted for you. So for like a classic example would be, I want to be a journalist. And your parents are like, no, you're going to be a doctor and you're going to go to med school. For example, that doesn't have to be the case, but something to that effect, where it's like going down a path that maybe you feel like you had no choice because, you know, you wanted to fit in, you wanted to please someone, you didn't want to, you know, cause a whole argument, cause a whole thing. And so you're just like, okay, whatever, like I'll do this. And it may have been okay for some of the path. I'm sure there are parts that you really enjoy, but I think on a deeper level, there's been this feeling of, I wish there was more. I wish I had more. Not necessarily in a material sense, but just in terms of that emotional fulfillment, in terms of getting back all the effort and energy that you've been putting into it. And I feel like you haven't really been getting that. I feel like things have been a bit unbalanced, where you're putting so much of yourself into it, but not really getting a lot out of it. And that's really draining. Okay, it's exhausting. I feel for you. I've been in that position. It's not a fun place to be. But I see this changing for you. Again, like I keep hearing, to hell with it. So all the power to you, pal, too. Let's start taking a look at your different life areas. So we're going to start off with love. Okay, so we have separation. Time apart from your partner is on the horizon. And we also, wow, we have the Ace of Swords, yeah. Again, this idea of clarity with the Ace of Swords, and the first card was separation, and we have the Ace of Swords. It's like you're literally severing connections in your life that don't bring you true fulfillment. You are severing connections in your life that aren't genuine, that aren't authentic. And it doesn't always mean that these are bad people. It's just sometimes there's certain connections that are more hindrances than contributors to our life in a positive way. And, you know, sometimes, you know the saying, some people are in your life for a reason and others just for a season. It kind of feels like that. And it's not that like, oh, you know, this was such a waste of time. I can't believe I wasted all my time, you know, hanging out with these people or this person or whatever the case. It's totally valid to feel like that, but just know at the same time that these people were in your life for a reason, and they taught you something very important. They taught you what you don't want. They taught you what you don't like. They taught you what you will stand for, the kind of treatment that you expect and that you deserve. And that's really, really invaluable information, because now, as you move forward, you'll be able to really connect so much better to people who match your vibration, who understand you on a soul level and actually want to support you, actually want to cheer you on, who want to be your friend. Okay? So if you're single, okay, if you've been in a situationship, if you've been friends with benefits from someone, I see you ending this. I see you saying or feeling like you'd be better off alone, because now I'm hearing that song. Like you would rather just be with your own energy and focus on this new path, this new realization that you've had, rather than spend any more time with someone who's, you know, not giving you everything that you deserve. It's like, I might as well just save my energy and put that towards myself and know that the right person will come along. If you're in a relationship, this doesn't have to indicate a breakup. It might for some, but this could also be taking some more time for yourself. Like, they're showing me the Hermit. So it could just be that, you know, you're communicating to your partner about what's been going on, and you're like, I just need some extra me time to have time to really think and ruminate about, you know, these realizations that I've had, and really figure out how I want to bring more fulfillment into my life. So it'll really depend. Like, if you're in a happy and healthy relationship, I don't see this being a breakup or a severing of any kind. But if you are unhappy, I see you two gaining some distance from each other, which could result in ultimately a breakup. But I want to grab a couple more cards for you. I have another tarot deck here. So, Spirit guides, please, can you tell us more about what's going on in love for my pile 2s in August, please? What is going on in love for my pile 2s in August, please? I also see this as, this could be as well cutting energetic cords with people. So for example, let's say you had a really shitty ex who treated you poorly, maybe, you know, lied to you, cheated on you, something terrible. And you may have already broken up with this person, but sometimes we still have an energetic cord that connects us with people. So you may have broken up, but you may be thinking about them a lot. You may see things that remind you of them. You may have dreams about them. You may even feel their like energy or their presence with you sometimes. And so I actually see you cutting energetic ties with this person. If you feel called to, you can ask Archangel Michael to help you cut cords from any people, places, or things that don't serve your highest good. But only if you feel comfortable, or if that's something that you want to do. But That's a message that just came through. Something else that I'm even getting, if you're in a relationship, actually, even if you're single and like kind of seeing someone, your partner may be taking a trip or something, whether this is a leisurely trip that they're going on with friends or like a work trip or something. But it could be that your partner will be away for an amount of time, you know, a weekend, a week. Obviously, it'll vary. But this separation apart will really give you a lot of time to think and try to figure out what's going on here, like with this energy that we've been talking about. So what I mean is that the separation may not even be something that you initiate. It could literally just be like, oh yeah, I'm going to Cuba for a week with my friends because it's my best friend's birthday. And then it's like, oh, okay, actually perfect timing, because now I have a lot of time on my hands to really think about things and not be distracted by having someone else around me. So that'll be for some of you. But let's see if there's anything else that wants to come through with the tarot. What's going on in love in August for my pile twos, please? Is there anything else you can tell us? But I definitely see a lot of communication with this Ace of Swords, having honest conversations with yourself, having honest conversations with others, you know, just being like, hey, I know we've been kind of hanging out for a while, but I actually don't think I want to do that anymore. You know, you're not a bad person, but I just don't feel like our energies really match up, and I'm actually looking for something that's a bit different. So, of course, these are really hard conversations to say or to have with people. It's really hard things to say, but I think that you're going to be feeling really confident. You're going to be feeling really sure of yourself, and you're going to feel and know that you're doing the right thing, even if it's like really scary to do it. So we have the Ten of Cups coming out, as well as the Lovers. Holy shit, you guys. On the back on the back of the deck, we have the Knight of Cups. Wow. Exactly. It's like you're making that decision to go out and look for your Ten of Cups. Literally, the Ten of Cups is fulfillment. It's like ultimate emotional fulfillment. And you're making that decision with the Lovers and communicating that, right? Because the Lovers is ruled by Gemini. Gemini is all about communication. It's ruled by Mercury, right? So, wow. I love when this happens. Yeah, and so you're having this honest conversation with yourself where you're like, am I really happy? Like, does this person make me happy? If I think about something that I used to do when I was younger, there were certain relationships that I was in, and I remember having this thought where I was like, okay, there's two options here. I either stay with this person or I don't, right? And I'm like, okay, if I stay with this person, like if we don't break up, that means I'm going to be probably with them for the rest of my life. Is that something that I want? Can I imagine doing this for 20 years, 40 years, 60 years? Like, can I really do that? Like, would I be happy? Or does the thought of that stress me out? Does the thought of that make me want to throw up? And I remember having that conversation with myself, and that was kind of the pivotal moment for me in some of my relationships where I was like, oh, hell no. No fucking way. Like, no fucking way am I doing this for the rest of my life. I'm like, there has to be something better out there. And even though it's really scary ending a relationship, especially if it's one that has been long-term, you know, that's really scary, stepping into the unknown. But I promise you that your 10 of Cups is out there, and that if you do what you feel is right in your heart, the right person is going to come along and offer you what you deserve. They're going to offer you this cup. They're going to offer you their heart, and they're going to be in it. They're going to give their all. They're going to want to make you feel fulfilled. They're not just going to be in it for themselves. They're not going to be selfish. They're going to want you to feel fulfilled with them. So this separation, this time apart that you have, is really going to allow you to figure out if this is where your current happiness or fulfillment lies, or if it lies outside of this connection, if it lies with someone else. So that will be up to you to decide whether you want to stay in this connection or seek fulfillment elsewhere. Now, I will also say, always use your discernment. You know, sometimes we can sabotage ourselves and say like, oh, there's someone else better out there for me, and you constantly hop from relationship to relationship. And now the phrase, the grass is greener on the other side, is coming to mind. But a comeback to that I've heard is that the grass is greener where you water it. So it'll be up to you to decide whether or not this relationship is worth putting in the effort, depending on what you get back out of the situation, right? Because we want things to be balanced. We want to be able to receive from the connection as much as that we give to it. So there's really a lot of variables going on with your love life. But ultimately, it's your decision whether you think this connection will work for you going into the future, if you'll be able to work things out with your person, if you think you'll be able to truly be happy and fulfilled, or if you think it's better for you to venture off and find your 10 of Cups if you don't believe that this person can provide that for you. So I'm really proud of you, because I know how hard it can be to leave relationships. It's very scary. So you're doing a really great job, and I see that no matter what happens here, I know that you'll be okay. Things will work out for you. Because again, like, I'm not picking up this really heavy energy because of the fact that I feel like you have so much clarity and you're coming from a place of curiosity. But let's move forward into career and finances, because I feel like I've been talking for a while and we have a lot of cards to go. Okay, so career and finances, we have the Edge of Evolution feels messy. And we also have the Four of Swords. Interesting. So I find this interesting because these energies feel kind of opposite. This Oracle card here, it's talking about evolution, which is growth, right? It's expansion. And it involves taking a risk. It involves stepping outside of our comfort zone. It involves taking action. And the Four of Swords is a very inactive card. It indicates a time of no movement. It's extremely still. This is a card of recuperation, rest, healing, deep contemplation. And as well as, so we have the Four of Swords, and then this card here is the number 40. So we have two fours, and fours are extremely stable. It represents our foundation, our root, right? If you imagine a table that has four legs, it's very sturdy, right? So I see you spending a lot of time reflecting about how you can change or evolve your career or your financial situation. And again, it's so interesting because like these tarot cards, this Four of Swords, there's 3 lying on the ground, and then there's just this one sword, this like fancy sword that he's holding, and it's like, exactly, you're holding the Ace of Swords, you're gaining clarity on the situation, gaining clarity on how you want to evolve things. And the thing is, it's like this evolution happens just outside the edge of what we can see. It's just outside the edge of our peripheral. And so it requires us to take a leap of faith. So again, it's like I feel you kind of being fed up with maybe going in circles or like going through the same loop or the same cycle of a situation and wanting to choose something different for yourself. So clearly we can see in August you're spending a lot of time thinking. Your mental body is definitely getting a lot of exercise in August because clearly you're thinking about your life at large, you're thinking about your love life, you're thinking about your career. I want to grab more cards for this and just see like what change does pile number 2 want to make in regards to their career and finances? Like what's going on here with this Edge of Evolution card? What change is pile 2 thinking of making when it comes to their career and finances in the month of August? I also see this as you coming to peace with your situation. So just totally accepting how it is at the moment instead of trying to fight against it, instead of resisting it. It's like you're surrendering and you're like, you know what? Okay, this is how it is. And do I like that? Does that make me happy, or does that make me feel the sense of dread? Because if I'm dreading the fact that this is actually how reality is, then let me do something about it. So I see you wanting to take an action, but I think that you will mostly be spending time, oh my God, contemplating. Okay. We're going to take all of these back. That was so many cards. Spirit guides, please. What's going on with career and finances for my pile 2s in August? Is there anything else you can tell us? Thank you. So we have strength reversed. Yeah. It's like you've been fighting the fight and now you feel kind of tired, exhausted from having to maybe pretend for so long. Or like I've been patient for so long, or I've been trying to tell myself that this is fine, or that this is, yeah, exactly. 4 of Cups, like just really dissatisfied. And again, the 4 of Cups talks about someone who's deep in contemplation. So you're not just thinking about things in a logical sense, but you're really paying attention to how things are making you feel. Again, it's like, do I feel happy? Do I feel fulfilled? Do I feel excited? Do I feel passionate? Do I feel creative? Or is this just like sucking the life out of me? When my alarm goes off in the morning, do I dread going to work, or do I feel excited? These are questions that I hear you asking yourself with the 2 of Pentacles at the back of the deck. Yeah, it's like you're weighing your options, really thinking about different alternatives that you can make here. You may also, you may start something new in August and then you'll be juggling two things. So for example, let's say you have a full-time job. For example, you could be starting a side hustle, or you could be starting your own project that goes on, you know, after hours, on the weekends, when you have some free time to yourself, as a way to see like let me try doing my own thing. Let's see how this goes. Like maybe it won't lead anywhere, but maybe it will. And yeah, and with the page of, the Page of Pentacles, you're definitely trying something new here. And the Three of Wands, yeah, it's like you're really wanting to step outside of your comfort zone and try something new. But I see you, I don't see you fully leaving your job behind and starting something new. It's like you're easing yourself into it. You're like, I don't want to be totally like irrational and just quit my job and like have to start this thing from scratch. Like I can't do that, which is totally reasonable. So I see you kind of starting this new thing on your own, or maybe exploring a different industry, exploring something else, maybe even learning, like taking a course somewhere. But I actually want as well, I'm gonna quickly grab one card just in regards to your finances, because I feel like all the messages have been about your career. It could be that your finances are in a very stable position during the month of August with the 2 4s that we have. And because of this financial security, it's what's allowing you to start exploring other options or to begin investing in another option. Oh yeah, okay. So we have, oh my God, we have Death and the Queen of Wands. You're wanting to make a change to your financial situation. And I also see with the Hamza here on the Death card that your finances are being protected. And there's a massive opportunity here with the Queen of Wands for you to really attract a lot of abundance into your life. The Queen of Wands is like a super attractor. I always imagine her to be this like massive magnet that draws in like whatever she wants. On the back of the deck, we have the Five of Pentacles. Yeah, it's like you feel like that maybe you're not currently being compensated fairly, or you feel like what you get back is very little compared to what you're putting into a situation. And you're like, yeah, it's time for that to change, because I know who the fuck I am. I know what the fuck I'm contributing. And I'm kind of fed up. Like, I deserve more than this. I deserve more than this. Yeah, we have the World underneath the Five of Pentacles. You're like, it's time to end this cycle. It's time to end this situation. Like, I deserve so much more. Six of Swords. Yes, you're like, I'm moving on. I'm moving on to something else. Like, I know there's something else better for me out there. So in addition to wanting to change your career, I see you wanting to make major shifts in regards to your finances. You could also be working on things like money manifestations and things like that. But again, overall, I see your financial situation being stable enough to allow you to start considering these changes and shifts that you're wanting. So moving on to our personal and spiritual development, we have Perseverance. I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to. Yes, I think that this would be a very good affirmation for you in August. Also, look at all of these like purples and pinks that we have. Okay, we also have the Seven of Cups. Literally, wow. The Seven of Cups talks about having a lot of options, right? It's like she has 7 cups that she can choose from, but at the same time, she knows that there's only one cup that will bring her that true fulfillment, right? Only one of these cups out of the 7 is the Ace of Cups, is the true epitome of fulfillment and happiness and joy and love and passion. So you're really, like I said, taking the time to pinpoint and identify specifically what it is that you want. And once you have the clarity and once you've made the decision of, okay, this is what I want, you're really digging deep and you're like, all right, I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to. Like, I know I can make this happen. I know it may seem far-fetched to other people. I know other people may think I'm crazy for making all these changes or doing these things, but it's like, I know I can make it happen. You're really tough, pal, too. You're really tough. You're really strong. And I'm really proud of you for being so honest with yourself and really considering making these changes so that you can find your happiness and fulfillment, because you deserve it. Everyone deserves to feel truly fulfilled and happy. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't feel that way. And they stay in situations that either just aren't good for them or, you know, really don't contribute a lot. But I see you really having this newfound sense of confidence in yourself, like that Queen of Wands that we just had come out, where you're like, I'm a bad bitch and I can make that happen. Like, there's no stopping me. Like, I know what I can do. Like, the only obstacle in my way is me. There's nothing else standing in my way. There's nothing else standing in my way. It's my own mindset. It's my own perception. It's my own beliefs about what's possible for me. And I see that you're choosing to focus on your dreams and your ambitions and your desires rather than just focusing on, like, what's the logical thing to do? You know, what's everybody else doing? What's the acceptable thing to do? Well, those things, of course, hold their own weight and have some importance. Doing what you truly believe is right for you is always more important. It's more important for you to focus on your own heart and follow where your heart is guiding you than to fit in or anything like that, which is so much easier said and done, but at the same time, it's so much more worthwhile in the long run. So in August, overall, I see you being so fucking brave and really, really empowered to start thinking about and making some changes to your life that'll really benefit you so much. These next 3 oracle cards are going to represent any other significant or noteworthy events that are happening in August that you need to know about. So we have Target, a goal-oriented person. Yeah, I just said that. Okay, we also have Forest, muddled, unclear thinking. And we have Broken Wishbone, wish will not be granted. So in August, something else that I'm getting here. So, okay, sometimes we don't get what we want because it's actually in our best interest for not receiving it. And that always happens because of divine protection. It's like the saying that goes, rejection is divine protection. I feel like that's the case for some of you. And I'm sure you've been in that kind of situation before where you really wanted something to work out and it didn't. And then later on, you're like, wow, I am so glad that I didn't get that thing, or that this thing fell apart, or I really dodged a bullet there because that actually would have not gone so well. So something like that could be happening in August. But for the most part, what I feel like this is not necessarily that a wish will not be granted, but I see you realizing that maybe the things that you thought that you wanted, you don't actually want them. And that may confuse you at first, but again, like, we have the fluorite, and it's so clear that you're having all of these realizations in August. So this is something that's really just being highlighted. This is really the main theme for you. And it's like you're going from this muddled, unclear thinking to having so much clarity, okay, to the point that you can literally pinpoint exactly what you want. Like bullseye. Like you will figure out exactly what it is that you want. And it may not necessarily feel like that at first. Like you may just be following your heart, following your intuition and being like, okay, like I'm going to try to go in this direction because it feels good and I'm just gonna, I'm hoping that it works out, you know? And it will. I see that it will. And as you go down the path, like as time passes, you're going to be like, wow, like that was actually a really good decision on my part. Like I wasn't 100% sure at first when I was making this decision, like, you know, which we can sometimes feel when we're following our intuition. On one hand, we're like, yeah, this is definitely it. But then the ego or the rational mind can take over sometimes and make us feel a bit doubtful. Like, are you sure? Because it doesn't make a lot of sense. And you're like, I know it doesn't make a lot of sense, but it feels right. So I see you having these kind of conversations with yourself, but it's like, again, I know what I can do, whatever I set my mind to. I know that I will hit my target. I know that I will get exactly what it is that I want. So I hope this brings you a lot of hope and confidence that there's better things that are lying ahead for you and you deserve to have them. Okay? So let's take a look at our last two cards. These are going to be helpful advice for you during the month of August. And so we have building blocks. And we also have nothing is yet set in stone, mutable moon. Yes. It's like, okay. What was I talking about with the number 4s earlier? It's like you're rebuilding your foundation. Okay? It's like you're looking at this house that you're building or this house that you've been living in. You know, you're walking around inspecting it and you're like, ooh, you know what? There's actually some bricks here that are crumbling. Let me take care of that. So you make some repairs, you change some of these bricks out so that you can have this stable foundation. Because without a stable foundation, what we build on top of it is not secure. So you're taking care of your foundation and you're taking things one step at a time. And you're making these changes in your life because nothing is set in stone. We have free will. That's the beautiful thing about being here on earth. We have free will and we can choose to change our minds at any point. And that's what you're starting to realize in August, that just because I've been going down a certain path or I've, you know, been in this relationship for so long, I've been at this job for so long, I've been doing things this way for so long. Who cares? That doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. You can change your mind at any point that you want. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter if you have no experience in this other field. It doesn't matter. You can change your mind. You can always learn something new. Okay? And you're really starting to recognize that and really believe in your own abilities to accomplish what you set out to do, to accomplish your dreams and your desires. Because you're fully capable. It's like your success is guaranteed here. You can have whatever you want if you channel that determination into it. And as long as you're being authentic with yourself, it's like game over. That's how I want to end this. Like game over. Okay, mic drop. So pile 2, this is the end of your reading. I really hope this resonated. Let me know in the comments what you thought. Be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed watching and hit the post notification bell so you never miss out on when I upload a video. I love you so, so much. Thank you so much for letting me read for you today, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, friends. Hey, pile 3. If you chose the Labradorite Tower, this is going to be a reading all about what to expect in the month of August. So, First, we're going to start off by taking a look at some oracle cards, which are going to represent the main energy for you for the month of August. And then we'll be looking at the different life areas, such as love, career and finances, and personal and spiritual development. We'll be grabbing some additional messages for you and then closing the reading out with some advice. So before we get into the cards, when I was tuning into your energy, I kept hearing mummy, and they were showing me like a mummy. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know if this is about preservation or something like that, or if it's relevant to this reading in any way. But I just wanted to tell you that before we started. So let's take a look at our first few cards and see what energy the month of August has. Okay, so we have the third eye chakra. The frequency of the third eye chakra, the indigo flower of life, supports our intuition and our inner knowing, our imagination, and our psychic powers. We also have instinct with the crown chakra. And we have simplicity. Wow, so in August, Spirit will really be communicating with you, Pile 3. Between the Labradorite, we have the third eye chakra, we have the crown chakra here being highlighted, and having this white feather here. Spirit will really be communicating with you, sending you a lot of signs, synchronicities, and messages. So now that mummy message is making a little bit more sense. You could have some kind of connection to ancient Egypt. It's definitely possible that you may have had past lives there. Because I would definitely say you're my spiritual group. You're obviously psychic, obviously very connected to the divine, and whether you're aware of this or not, it's going to be made very obvious to you during August. So you'll be receiving a lot of like signs and synchronicities that just feel so undeniable and in your face that you can't ignore it. And you'll know on a very instinctual level that like it's not just a coincidence, that this is really the universe or your guides communicating with you through different forms. So definitely if you see feathers, especially white feathers, as well as dogs or wolves, particularly white ones. So with the message of simplicity here, in August, you could be doing a lot of decluttering. You could be purging things, getting rid of things, whether this is in your physical life, so literally like decluttering your house, donating clothes, cleaning out your fridge, cleaning out your pantry, cleaning out your closet. Now I'm hearing that Eminem song. But as well as you could be simplifying your routines or streamlining your routines, even decluttering your mind. Like, for example, journaling is really coming to mind, where it's like I can see you just like sitting at a desk and you're just like brain dumping and just like writing everything that you're thinking, everything that you're feeling, almost like an automatic writing exercise. And it's just you're writing all this stuff out so that it's not just like living rent free in your head and allowing you to, you know, feel really stressed out, feel overwhelmed, you know, occupy all this space, things that may get in the way from your connection to source and your guides. So I see that by the end of August that you'll be feeling much lighter because of this purging, releasing, clearing out. It's really going to help shift your energy and lighten the load. Like, I think that Like, are your shoulders really tense? Or like your neck? If so, it could be because of the fact that there's just too much stuff. So as well, when it comes to clearing things away, it's not necessarily just about having very little or, you know, being super minimalist. It's just about really getting rid of what no longer serves you and only keeping the things around that, you know, bring you fulfillment, bring you joy, bring you peace, bring you happiness, bring you security. These are the things that we want to keep in our life. We don't want to have just like junk, you know, sitting around collecting dust, interfering with our energy flow, right? So this is what I'm seeing for you in August. As well as you may not fully understand why you're feeling called to go on this midsummer cleansing. I know spring cleaning is really popular, but it's like you're doing spring cleaning, but in August, and you're just like reassessing your life, you're reassessing your surroundings, you're reassessing your mind, and you're like, okay, what's worth keeping and what can go? And you may just have this overwhelming like feeling or call to reorganize your life, or just to simplify things. Like maybe you have a lot going on, or maybe you've been busy for a really long time. Maybe your energy is kind of being split into all these different directions, and it's like, you know, we only have so much energy, so we really need to be selective with how we decide to spend our energy, because our energy is basically like currency, right? So that's why I see you kind of like reworking your routine, like, you know, what things in your routine are more of distractions than something that's actually integral to your life. Like, do you wake up in the morning and then spend half an hour on your phone, like scrolling through social media while you're lying in bed? Does it actually bring something positive to your life, or is this just kind of like a mindless activity that you kind of do day in and day out? It's like I see you filling your life with more purpose, where everything actually has a significance or a meaning or an important value to it. And then your whole day is just full of things that bring you purpose, things that bring you meaning and fulfillment. I hope that makes sense. So for example, instead of spending those 30 minutes in the morning scrolling on your phone, maybe instead you get out of bed and you do a quick workout, or you do some yoga, or you go make yourself a healthy breakfast, or you go for a walk, or you spend quality time with your family, your pets, your children. Okay? So something like that, where it's like, and I mean, obviously, like, there's nothing wrong with going on your phone. We all do it, of course. But it's just about being more purposeful and being more, what's the word? Intentional, being intentional with the things that you do and how you decide to fill your days, how you decide to use your time. You're wanting to be more purposeful. You're wanting life to be more simple for you. And I see that really happening in August. So your guides in the universe will be sending you a lot of signs in regards to either what you can clear away or what you can welcome more of in your life. So they want you to pay attention to how certain things make you feel. Do you feel drained after certain activities? Do you feel anxious? Do you feel burnt out? Do you feel happy? Do you feel motivated? Do you feel inspired? Okay, these are things that your guides really want you to think about when you are decluttering and simplifying in August. As well as, it's undeniable here that there will be some psychic abilities breaking through. So this could be new gifts coming in, or this could be the strengthening of pre-existing gifts. And it also may be things that you're aware of or completely unaware of. So that's part of why this simplification is happening for you in August, because it's like there's kind of too much going on with your energy right now, which is why it needs to be pared down so that you have this open source and this open flow where there's no distractions, there's nothing interfering, and you can communicate easily with your guides and the universe. Okay, so this is really interesting and pretty cool actually. But let's start taking a look at the different life areas, starting with love. So we have, it is safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. It's beautiful. And we have the Tower. Yes. So it's safe for you to love. Things are not going to fall apart if you open up your heart. Now, this may have been a difficult experience that you went through in the past. Maybe you opened yourself up to someone who didn't have the purest intentions, or maybe wasn't being fully honest, and they hurt you in some way. And so because of that experience, you have really closed yourself off as a way to protect yourself, which is very reasonable and understandable. Like, of course, we would do that. We want to keep ourselves safe from being hurt. But your guides in the universe are telling you it's safe for you to love, that things aren't going to come crashing down for you. And this is also a major realization that you're having in August. This isn't just like, your guides giving you this message of it's safe for you to love, but you're genuinely going to understand this. Have this enlightenment in August where you're like, you know what? I actually, look, even if things do go wrong, I will be okay. I'm capable of getting through any kind of situation. And I see you wanting to put yourself back out there again. I see you wanting to take that risk and open up a little bit, let someone in, or even just to be curious about it again. So if you're in a relationship with someone, I see you opening up your heart a little bit more, not only to receive love from them, but to also give them more love, to maybe be more honest about maybe past experiences that may have caused you to withhold love or kind of block yourself off, and having these honest conversations and being like, this, I had to go through this and it was really hard for me. It was really scary. And, this is why I'm like this, or this is why I do this. And I also think that you'll be learning that you want to give this person a fair chance, that just because someone did you wrong in the past doesn't mean that this person is going to do the same thing to you. Now, for some of you, what I actually see you clearing out is these fears or these blocks or restrictions that you've had around love. I said this in another group, but some of you may be doing some cord cutting as well, energetic cord cutting from maybe past relationships that have hurt you. So I'll say the same thing that I said to them. If you feel called to, and if you feel comfortable to do so, you can ask Archangel Michael to help you cut all energetic cords from any people, places, and things that don't serve your highest good anymore, and he will help you to do that. And even if you're single, like if you're in a situationship with someone, or even if you're not even talking to anyone at all, I think you're having this realization of like, I want to try again. I kind of want to start putting myself out. I want to start putting myself back out there, even if that feels terrifying. I just saw 1717 on the timer, which is making me think of the Star card, which funnily enough follows the Tower. So it's like you're starting to have hope again when it comes to love, that love doesn't always, you're realizing that love isn't disaster, that love shouldn't be a cause of such stress and worry and fear, even though it can. But true love, real love, will never hurt you. Love will only ever make you feel good. And so you're starting to seek out connections with people who are aligned with that kind of energy. And by going through all this clearing and purging, especially like mentally and emotionally, it's really helping you to think a lot clearer and see things from a much clearer perspective of like, hey, you know, like love shouldn't feel like this. You know, love is high vibrational. It's one of the highest vibrations that exists. And so I see you really shifting your perspective on love. But I want to get more cards. I have another tarot deck here. Spirit guides, what is happening in love for my pile 3s in August? What's going on with love for my pile 3s in August? With the Tower here, you could also be realizing that maybe you have much deeper feelings for someone than you've been allowing yourself to accept, because maybe that thought really scares you after a past experience. But maybe you're kind of coming to terms with the fact that you really like someone, or that you love someone, or that, you know, you really want to commit to them, or you want to take things to the next level with them. Okay, so we have the 5 of Wands. See, what else, please? What's going on in love for my pile 3s in August, please? Oh, that's so interesting. So with this 5 of, oh my god, did you see that? The friggin' 2 of Cups just flew out. Yes, okay. Oh, look at that. And we have the 9 of Pentacles on the back of the deck. Okay, this is so great. So what I was going to say with this 5 of Wands, which is really interesting, because it doesn't really have anything to do with like the traditional meaning of the 5 of Wands, but looking at this card, it's like you're having this realization that love comes in many forms. It comes in different shapes, it comes in different flavors, it comes in unexpected ways. And you're really going through this deep transformational process of really shifting your whole perception on love and what love is, and different ways that love can be given and received. It's like, you know how there's different love languages and everybody's different. So it's like, let's say that your love language is spending quality time together. Okay, so you expect for your partner or a friend to express love to you in that way by wanting to hang out, by wanting to put everyone's phones away and just really spending time talking and bonding. But maybe this person, their love language is giving gifts. And so they like to give you a lot of gifts. And so just because you're not receiving love in the way that you think you should be receiving love doesn't mean you're not receiving love at all. So I also see you being more open-minded to how people choose to love you. And I also see you starting to give more of this love to yourself, especially with this 9 of Pentacles here. It's like you're realizing that you deserve love. You deserve to have love. You deserve to be loved. And you deserve to love others as well. Now I'm hearing that quote, it's better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all. So this could be kind of the mindset that you're shifting into, where it's like, I can keep myself blocked off and feel afraid of love and not wanting to take that risk. But then I'm also preventing a lot of joy and happiness from entering my life as well. It keeps the bad things out, but it keeps the good things out too. And the only way to risk being happy is to completely open yourself. And of course, that does leave you vulnerable. But at the same time, you're protected and you're so capable of being able to work through these situations because you have the awareness, you have a better understanding, you know how to read people better, you're so much more discerning, your intuition is much more fine-tuned, okay? And part of this journey of love is giving this love to yourself, is also partially filling up your own cup and not just expecting somebody else to do that for you, because it's really not anybody else's job to do that. It's our job to fill our own cup. And from the overflow of our cup is what we give to others. So I see your love life in August kind of twofold. On one hand, you're focusing on bringing fulfillment and happiness and love to yourself. And at the same time, opening yourself up to give and receive love to other people, to friends, to family, to a romantic interest. I'm getting, I don't know if some of you are Pisces or Leo, but those zodiac signs are coming through for some reason. If that doesn't resonate, don't worry about it. That may just be for one or two people. But that's what I see happening in love. It's getting so dark outside. I had the blinds open because it was nice and sunny, and now all of a sudden it's gone so dark. I think it's going to start raining soon, which is actually really good because of this drought and heat wave. Yeah, it's almost like, wow, very strong metaphor here. It's like if your love life has been feeling kind of dry, it's about to be replenished. Okay, let's move on to career and finances. So we have overthinking can spoil the magic. Wow, and we have death. So this card makes me think of the Fool because it's the number 0. So the Fool and death. Well, clearly you're taking a really big leap of faith and making a really big change when it comes to your career, or having a realization of wanting to do something brand new. You're wanting to go deeper. You're wanting to do something that has real value, real significance, real importance in some way, like something that would have a positive impact on a lot of people. So if you've been going back and forth, maybe between different options, or going back and forth between staying and going, of should I make this change, should I not? I see you ultimately making this change. We're definitely going to grab more cards for you to get some more information, but I see you really trusting your instincts on this. And not just on this, but when it comes to love as well. Like, you're really trusting your instincts about people. That if you get a bad vibe, you're going to listen to that. If you get a good vibe, you're going to listen to that. Oh, it's starting to rain now. It feels very cathartic, and it's making me think of, they're showing me from this deck here, there's a card that says purification, and it has sunflowers on it, and it's raining in the card, and that's exactly what this feels like a purification of energy, purification of your mindset, your perception. But there's massive shifts and changes that are going on here. And the reason that these changes are happening is because on a deeper level, you're going through these internal shifts, right? So when we change internally is when we start to see our external environment shift as well. So I absolutely need to know more about this. Spirit guides, what's going on with career and finances in August for my pile 3s? What, let's see. First, I want to know what is changing here. Can you clarify death? Can you clarify death for my pile 3s? What's happening with career and finances in August? Ooh, I have goosebumps. I'm hearing that song. It's called Coming Home by P. Diddy and someone else. I'll put it up on the screen. But the chorus goes, I'm coming home, tell the world that I'm coming home, let the rain wash away all the pain from yesterday. I know my kingdom awaits and they've forgiven my mistakes. I'm coming home. So this could be about really returning to the core of who you are and what you stand for and wanting to make that your mission. I keep getting goosebumps, you guys. It's like you're really wanting to make a difference in some way. Okay, so we have the 5 of Cups and the 7 of Swords coming out. Can you hear the rain? I wonder if you can hear the rain. It's like really coming down right now. And on the back of this deck, we have the Ace of Cups. Oh my God, yeah. Literally, like you're in August, you're walking away from what's no longer aligned with you. You're walking away from a disappointing situation, a situation that has let you down in some way, a situation that just doesn't feel aligned. It doesn't feel authentic to you. And instead, you're choosing to focus on this new beginning, focus on a new idea, a new passion, something that really lights you up and brings you a lot of joy. The Ace of Cups is literally what I was talking about before, where when I said we can't expect other people to fill up our cup, we have to fill up our own cup, and we take what's overflowing from the cup and we give that to others. And this is literally you choosing to fill up your own cup and do something that you find to be very fulfilling. Wow, that's amazing, you guys. Now, I want to know about this Fool energy that we have here. So, Spirit guides, what is this leap of faith? What is this new beginning that pile 3 has coming for them in August when it comes to their career and finances? Also, I find this so interesting because we have a white feather, there's white wolves, we have a white horse here, and a white flower. Like, Spirit is really going to be communicating in many different ways. So we had the Ace of Pentacles coming out. So a new income opportunity, a new stream of income. Let's see, let's get something else. What is this? Okay. Wow, we have the 6 of Wands coming out. So, and the 4 of Cups on the back of the deck. So whatever you've been dissatisfied about when it comes to your finances, if you feel like you should be compensated more, if you feel like your returns aren't as great as you would like them to be, whatever this new beginning is, whatever this opportunity that comes to you, whatever opportunity you find that feels really right to you, is going to result in a lot of success with the 6 of Wands. I mean, this is just amazing. Like, you had the Ace of Cups coming out. We have the Ace of Pentacles now. You're making these big shifts and changes that's going to result in a lot of success. So if this is about starting your own business, a side project, a passion project, you know, maybe collaborating with somebody else, there's some kind of something that you feel called to do is really going to result in a lot of success. And I know that this is going to be different for everyone, but I really want to try to get another card to see more about this for you. Spirit guides, is there anything else that we are allowed to know about this new opportunity that pile 3 has coming in August when it comes to their finances and their career? Like, what is this? Can you clarify the Ace of Pentacles? What's this opportunity? Something else that I'm getting, another sign that you might receive is finding coins on the floor. This is another way that your guides like to communicate with you. Can you clarify the Ace of Pentacles, please? What's this opportunity that's coming in for my Pile 3's finances in August? So it's like this shift that you're making where you're choosing to dedicate yourself to something that you really believe in is not only going to fulfill you emotionally, but it's also going to bring you abundance and success. Now, because this is an ace, I will say that this presents an opportunity, but it's something that you'll have to nurture. I don't necessarily see this as being like an overnight success and then you're like a millionaire all of a sudden. Of course, it is possible. That does happen to people. But I see this more as something that you need to nurture and take care of over time. But even then, it's still a successful path and it has a lot of potential. So let's see, is there anything else you could tell us about the Ace of Pentacles, please, Spirit Guides? My Pile 3's finances in August. Anything else? Thank you so much. We have the Nine of Swords. So if you've been worried about this, if you've been worried about your financial situation, if you've been waiting a really long time with the Seven of Pentacles, if you've been sitting there looking at your bank account, waiting for it to grow and it hasn't been growing and it's been kind of stressing you out, or you've been losing sleep, overthinking about how you can improve your situation, the universe is going to align you with an opportunity. The universe will align you with this opportunity, which is why we have this theme of cleansing and clearing out, because in order to welcome in the new, we need to create space for it. And the way we create space is by letting go of what no longer serves us. So those are all the details that I'm getting when it comes to your career and finances. I know it seems a little bit mysterious, but whatever this change is, whatever this leap of faith is going to bring you opportunities and success. Now let's take a look at your personal and spiritual development. We have self-esteem. I possess gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. Dude, I literally was just talking about how in terms of your career, it feels like you really want to focus on something that matters. It's like there's something that I'm good at that would help a lot of people, or it would help a community, or it would help the people around me. You may be healers of some sort, or like work in the spiritual industry. Not necessarily, like you could even work in healthcare, nurses, doctors, physiotherapy, massage therapists, things like that. But I'm even getting like traditional Chinese medicine, acupuncture, Reiki. You may also read tarot, or I'm even hearing mediumship. But again, that doesn't have to be the case, but it's just you have some kind of innate talent or skill in something that would benefit a lot of people by you sharing this gift. And that's what I see especially coming through when it comes to your career. Wow, we have the Ace of Wands. Yes, this is definitely a spiritual path for you. The Ace of Wands is like the spark of the divine. So you're really finding the thing that lights you up, and you're really just, okay, I don't know. I thought that I had a phrase, but it slipped my mind. So you're finding what really lights you up, and you're realizing that like the world is your oyster, and you have there's so many opportunities and so many different things that you could do with your skills and your gifts. And I also just want to say, if you resonate with being a healer, don't feel obligated to heal everyone around you. It's not your job to heal others. It's not your job to save the world. The job of the healer is to heal the self. And by healing the self, we are able to help heal the people around us, because it inspires other people. It gives people knowledge and information and help to give them enlightenment about how they can make positive change in their own life. So some of you may be speakers as well. You may write or speak, share your stories, share your experiences. Like I'm seeing someone writing a book or recording a podcast or something, or like a YouTube channel. But with the Ace of Wands and self-esteem, it's like I'm feeling a whole resurgence in your solar plexus, where it's almost like you're, oh, I got goosebumps. It's almost like you're meeting yourself for the first time. Like meeting yourself, meeting your authentic self, meeting yourself on a soul level for the first time, and really recognizing who you are and what you're capable of and what your gifts are, what your talents are, and almost having this like new identity and new confidence of like, yeah, this is who I am. And I love that. Like, I love who I am. And I feel like you actually may be surprised about some things. Like, I didn't know that I could be so easygoing and just go with the flow. I thought that I really needed that control, or I thought that I really needed a lot of structure, but hey, turns out I'm actually pretty flexible. So like I see you kind of meeting yourself in some ways and being like, okay, cool, that's pretty cool. And allowing yourself to evolve with time, like not needing to remain the same because that's just how things have been. Because sometimes how things have been aren't really who we are or what we really resonate with. Sometimes we just pick things up along the way to fit in, or that's just what we were taught, that's what everybody else is doing. And so this ascension that you're going through, it's like you're deprogramming yourself and you're unlearning all of these things that have been put on you, and you're digging further and further down until you really reach the core of who you are. You might have been drawn to another pile because there's a bit of a similar energy. I won't say which one, but if you felt called to another pile, you might be interested in giving that a listen as well. Only if you feel called to, though. Something else I want to say is on this Tower card, there's a shield. There's a shield down here. And what this makes me think of is, so for those of you who are unfamiliar with the Tower can talk about sudden change, upheaval, the breaking down of things, but the Tower only breaks down and removes what doesn't belong. It removes what is unstable. It removes what doesn't benefit us in the long run. It doesn't benefit our highest good. But the Tower will never take away what's truly meant for us. And with this Tower, or with this shield being here, it's like, yeah, there's some parts of the Tower that are falling away, but you have this really strong foundation. You have a really strong foundation, and you're being protected from all of these shifts and these changes that are happening. So if, you're hearing these messages about, purging things and releasing things and walking away from this and making this change, and it's kind of freaking you out a little bit, just know that you're being protected and that these things are happening for you. They're not happening to you. And a lot of the times we can't see things for what they are until we're out of it. Okay, I've been through tower moments myself, and I feel you. It makes no fucking sense when it's happening. It's so scary, and it's just like, it can feel like the whole world around you is just crumbling down and there's nothing that you can do to stop it. But I promise you that you will reach a point where you look back and you're like, oh, okay, that's why that happened. And like, you will actually, I'm getting goosebumps again. Oh my God, you guys. You will reach a point where you feel grateful for having that tower moment. This is making me feel really emotional. But you will reach a point where you feel grateful for having certain things fall apart, because what it led you to is so far greater than what this tower could have ever provided or promised to you. Whew, pile 3. This is major shit. Hitting me in the feels today. Okay. But essentially, this is one massive glow up that you're going through. That's what I want to say with this self-esteem and this Ace of Wands. This feels like such a major glow up. And I don't mean like getting your body ready for summer or like, you know, that kind of glow up. Where, I mean, it could be, but I see this being an internal glow up of getting back in tune of your own frequency and operating out of that instead of operating out of anything inauthentic that you may have felt that you needed to do or be in order to fit in or survive in this world. But let's move forward and take a look at these oracle cards, which will represent any other significant or noteworthy events happening in August that you need to be aware of. So we have broken bridge, unsuccessful outcome to a problem. We have rooster, an arrogant, boastful person you should not cross. And then we have owl, good advice from a wise person. Wow. So what I'm seeing with this is this owl is your spirit guides. Okay, so again, another sign is seeing owls, whether in real life or in the form of an image in some way. It's like, again, this broken bridge is what I was saying about the tower. It's like something not working out, but it actually being for your greatest good. Okay, so this could be about a specific person, maybe someone who rubs you the wrong way, maybe someone who can be quite aggressive or, as this card says, arrogant and boastful. What Spirit is saying is, in August, any obstacles that you are faced with, to ask your guides for guidance, to ask them for advice, right? Because this is part of the whole purpose of going through this cleansing and this clearing, was to reopen your crown chakra and your third eye in particular, right? So that you can communicate with the divine. And by having this channel open, you'll very easily receive advice and guidance from your guides. And again, I don't remember if it was this group or another group that I said this in, but what's coming to mind is the phrase, rejection is divine protection. So if something doesn't work out, because this rooster card, it's also kind of making me feel like ignoring this message here on the bottom, it almost feels like this rooster is representing something that's standing in the way of you and reaching something that you value, something that's important to you, or reaching a place of authenticity. Because there's a home, there's a house behind this rooster, and the home represents, you know, home is where the heart is, right? So it's like, if there's something that's in the way of you reaching something that you want, it's because they're trying to redirect you to a different path. It doesn't mean that the destination is changing. It's just the route that you're taking. And oh my God, I literally used the example before of like, oh, I didn't know that I was so easygoing. I didn't realize that I could go with the flow. I didn't realize that I could be so flexible. So literally that could be something that you're learning in August, is that you're actually much more adaptable than you think you are. And like, even if this one specific route isn't working out, you're like, you know what? That doesn't mean it's the end of the road. Like, let me just try a different way. And when you run out of ways to try, or if you can't think of anything, your guides are saying, ask us. Ask us for advice. Ask us for signs. Ask us to give you messages. Ask us for help. Because that's why they're there. They're there to help guide you. That is literally why they are in our lives, so that they can guide us and help us. Okay? So let's look at our last two cards, which will represent helpful advice for you in August. Beautiful. We have peace, and look at that, a white bird. So if you see any white animals, definitely those are your guides coming through 100%. Like, it's everywhere. Even white flowers and owls as well. Oh, and I had also said finding coins on the ground. Okay, so we have peace. We also have you are good enough, full moon in Virgo. So this whole process of decluttering and simplifying is ultimately to bring you to a state of peace. It's about radically accepting your current position or where you're currently at. Because when we accept things for how they are, we're surrendering. And when we surrender, we're no longer resisting. We're no longer forcing or pushing. We're just allowing things to be. And when we allow things to be, it's like letting the river flow how it needs to flow. So it doesn't matter if there's rocks. It doesn't matter if there's a narrow passage. It doesn't matter if the ground ends and there's 100-meter drop. Like, that water is going to flow. It's just going to flow where gravity takes it, and it's going to end up where it ends up. And it's like, your guides are saying, like, we are leading you to your highest good. We are guiding you towards happiness and fulfillment. And also know that it's like, you're worthy of that now. You've always been worthy of that. You don't need to be any more healed to deserve this. You don't need to work any harder to deserve this. You don't need to be better in any way to deserve this. You've always deserved it, and you've always been worthy. And I think you're also starting to recognize that in August too. It's like, just remember that who you are now and what you are now is enough. Worthy to receive love and to give love. Worthy to stand up for yourself. Worthy to have this connection to the divine. Okay? There's a lot of greens here too, so I really see your heart chakra opening up again. It is safe for you to love. You're really opening up to receive love in all of its forms. Divine love, familial love, romantic love, platonic love, love that comes from doing something that you're passionate about. Allow yourself to be open in August. Pile 3, that is everything that I'm seeing for you. I really hope this resonated. Let me know down in the comments what you thought about this. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed watching, and hit the post notification bell so you never miss out on when I upload a video. I love you so, so much. Thank you so much for letting me read for you today, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, friends. Hi, Pile 4. If you chose the Tourmaline quartz, this is going to be a reading all about what to expect this August. So, what we're going to do today is first take a look at some oracle cards, which will represent the main energy for the month of August for you. Then we'll be looking into the different life areas, which would be love, career and finances, and personal and spiritual development. Then we'll get some additional messages for you, and finally end the reading off with some advice. So when I was tuning into your energy, they were showing me the color yellow, and then I heard sunshine, and then I started hearing that song, Oh my god, what is it? I literally was just singing it before I turned the camera on, and now I don't remember what it is. Oh, that song that's like sunshine, lollipops, and rainbows. Everything that's wonderful is what I feel when we're together. You know that like old school song? So, yeah, I don't know. It feels very cheerful. It feels very bright. But let's get into the cards and see what else is going on here. Okay, so in terms of the overall energy, we have Gaia number 28. The frequency of Gaia reminds us that we are all infinitely connected to one another, just as we are to our great mother and to the universe that birthed us all. Okay. You actually got 2 of these chakra cards. So we have wisdom with the heart chakra, as well as perseverance with the sacral chakra. And we also have flexibility. Wow, this is really, really interesting. I already have so many things that I want to mention. So, you may have been drawn to other piles. I won't say which ones, but I'm already seeing a couple of similarities. I've been noticing the theme of perseverance has been coming up a lot lately. It came up in the new moon in, oh my god, I was gonna say new moon in August. The new moon in Leo video that I filmed. And perseverance also came up in at least one other pile from today's reading. So there's that, as well as flexibility came up for another group. And actually, I'm gonna put these like this. I love that we have Gaia, and then we literally have Mother Gaia right here. See, she's pregnant with the earth here, so wow. And I'm seeing a lot of greens and oranges, like even in this flexibility card, it's all green and orange. And even here on the Gaia card, like, I know there's a lot of blue, but it's like all I'm focusing on is this green in the center and then these like orange tinges on the edge. So what is it that you're wanting to create? There's something you're wanting to create in August, something that comes from a very pure and genuine place. There's something on your heart that you're wanting to create that you may have given up on or have considered giving up on, or like throwing in the towel in some way. And this is really interesting because Mother Gaia is working with you in August to bring this to life, this idea to life. Some of you may be finding out that you're pregnant, or someone very close to you may be pregnant, and you'll be finding out in August. Of course, that won't be for everyone, but it's an undeniable message that I see here, so I can't ignore it. And so what else that I'm seeing for the month of August with you is that, like I said, Mother Gaia is clearly working with you, and I find it so interesting that this group also chose the Tourmaline quartz, because Tourmaline is a very, very grounding stone. It's connected to our root chakra, and clear quartz is an amplifier. It really extends and amplifies. It strengthens the energies that surround it. So you can use clear quartz with other crystals to really kind of give it a supercharge. So Tourmaline quartz is like mega grounding. It's very healing in that sense. And also this clear quartz, it's making me feel like you're gaining clarity on something. But Mother Gaia is really helping you to not just ground yourself, but to ground this idea into the physical. It's like I'm being shown someone planting seeds in the earth and, you know, covering it up with soil and nurturing it so that it starts to grow. So in the month of August, Mother Gaia is working with you to bring some kind of creation to life, whether this is an actual pregnancy or this is a dream or a desire that has been on your heart for a really long time. Now with this flexibility card, it's letting me know that things may not happen in the way that you expect or the way that maybe you planned on it happening. But that doesn't mean that it's not going to happen at all. Flexibility is just letting me know that the route that you're taking to get to your destination may be different. So maybe you're taking the scenic route. Maybe you're taking a more direct route. Maybe you're taking a detour because there's some blockages that the universe and Mother Gaia is redirecting you around. Okay, so if things don't go according to plan, the message is don't panic, because you're still going to end up exactly where it is that you want to be. It's just the drive there might be a little bit different than what you're used to. And it's interesting, this perseverance card, this orange thing here in the corner, it's a cloak, but to me it really looks like butterfly wings. So I feel like you're going through a really big transformation, but you have so much support all around you. Like, can we just, in both of these cards, right? We have this lady bringing support to this lady. We have Mother Gaia. We have your spirit guides here. Okay. Plants. This dove. Like, there's so much support. You'll receive a lot of like nature symbolism as signs, as messages, and as advice from Mother Gaia. So pay attention to animal omens. Pay attention to insects, plants, flowers, things like that, things that you find in nature. Pay attention to even the weather, I want to say. I'm also even getting like watching the clouds. Like, you remember being a kid and you would just like lie on the grass and watch the clouds and be like, oh, that one looks like a bunny, or that one looks like a car. I'm getting different things like that. So that's really interesting. That's pretty cool. So you may already work with Mother Gaia, but some of you may not. But she is really, really coming through with a strong, protective, nurturing, feminine energy. As well as with this flexibility card, it features all of these bamboo shoots. Are they trees? I don't actually know. Bamboo trees? If I'm wrong, let me know. But bamboo are super flexible. Like, even when it snows, even when it's super windy, they bend, but they don't break. Whereas other trees or branches that are more rigid, that don't have this flexibility, will snap. And so bamboo also represents abundance and success because of the fact that they're able to grow so quickly, grow so tall, and grow in such numbers. So whatever this is, whatever you're working on, whatever is being created here, I see it having a lot of potential for success and abundance, whether this is financial abundance, an abundance of joy, an abundance of fulfillment. We'll have to see as we get into the different life areas. but there's something very earthy and magical about this. Some of you may not even realize that you work with Mother Gaia. If you do things like gardening, if you're into herbs and plants and animals, if you're into like activism and things like that, or maybe you're vegan or vegetarian, maybe you like to go on nature hikes, maybe you like to swim in the ocean. You know, there's so many different things. And if you don't already do things like that, you're being encouraged to start finding different activities in nature that you enjoy as a way to really connect yourself to Mother Gaia and connect yourself to that kind of energy. You can ask her to ground you. You can ask her to remove any negative energies that may be around you or that you're holding on to, and you can ask her to transmute those energies for you. And you're receiving some kind of clarity about like how everything is connected, how, you know, the forests impact the oceans, and how what I do in my life impacts this person and that person, and you're just seeing how all the dots are starting to connect. And I think that you're going to find a lot of grace for yourself from different situations that you've gone through, and like understand like why certain things happened and how that brought you to where you are now. But there's this element of not giving up here. So I want to just start looking into our different life areas and just seeing how these themes come through, because this is really interesting energy. Some of you might be traveling in August. That's also coming up. Oh wow, I just realized. Oh, I never saw that before. There's actually on this card here, there's a bundle of sage. So you may, if you don't have access to tools like sage and Palo Santo and things like that, you can cleanse and ground your energy by going out to nature, okay? Is a strong message coming through. But in terms of your love life, let's see what's going on in August. Wow, we have new love. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. Okay, and we have the Page of Cups. That's literally, wow. It's like a reiteration of the same thing, basically. So new love. If you're single, you're going to be meeting something new, or you're going to be like catching feelings or realizing something about someone that you already know. Like, you know, when you watch certain movies and it's like so obvious that the main character and the best friend are like in love with each other, but one of them just doesn't realize it yet. And by the end of the movie, they like realize that like, oh my God, you're the one that I want. Which now I'm hearing that song, so maybe Grease is relevant. And someone's gonna be making a move. Someone's gonna be coming forward and like telling you that they like you. Someone could be asking you out on a date. So expect to receive some kind of message from someone. This could be a text, a phone call. You may meet up with this person like in person and they tell you or ask you out in person. So that's really exciting. If you're in a relationship, I see this as like a new cycle starting. They're showing me from the Moonology deck, the new moon in Libra says a new romantic cycle has begun. I'm pretty sure that's what it says. And that's what this is making me think of. So if you're in a relationship, I see kind of like this new resurgence of love for each other. It's almost giving me the feeling of like going through the honeymoon phase again and just like feeling really romantic, feeling really mushy gushy, like PDA, can't keep your hands off each other. Like, I just want to touch you. I just want to make out. Like, I just want to spend all of my time with you and stare into your eyes and cuddle and just be in love and forget about everything else. It's like Such a lovely feeling. And again, some of you may be pregnant or someone close to you, because again, with this Page of Cups and having new love here, if you're giving, you could be also giving birth in August, or someone close to you is giving birth in August, and having this new baby enter your life. I see really just opening up your heart chakra, really making you reconnect back to your feelings. I'm being told to recommend getting ocean jasper. I have one. Oh, I have it in the other room and I'm kind of too lazy to get up. But ocean jasper is connected to both the sacral and the heart chakra, which we clearly see a lot of here. Or you can as well as meditate on that energy. But yeah, wow, I mean, this is really straightforward, but I'm also going to grab a couple more cards from this other deck that I have. So spirit guides, please, is there anything else you can tell us about Pile 4's love life in August, please? I'm also getting this message of like, you may identify with being a hippie, or like being a hippie in your past life. So that's pretty cool. I don't know, maybe you grew up in like the 60s or 70s or something like that. I know for me personally, like 10,000%, I absolutely had a past life where I was like a teen in the 70s. That's my favorite. It's my favorite era. I love it. So we had two cards fly out. We have the Hermit and the Five of Pentacles. They flew out together. On the back of the deck, on the back of the deck, we have the Two of Cups. Yes. So, oh, this is just so, oh my God. The Ten of Cups was underneath the Two of Cups. I freaking can't, you guys. Wow, this is so beautiful. The Hermit and the Five of Pentacles is literally telling me it's like that thing that's been missing is coming in for you in August when it comes to love. Again, for some of you, this could be about meeting your soulmate. For some of you, meeting your true love, meeting that person that you're going to spend your life with. Someone, again, with this Ten of Cups, some of y'all are starting a family or expanding your family. But whatever you feel like has been missing is coming in for you. And this isn't a superficial thing. This isn't like, oh, I really need a guy who, or a girl who, I don't know, buys me lots of gifts because I like to have stuff. This is like what's been missing to you on a soul level. So this could be someone that you really deeply connect with. Someone who really gets you. Someone who loves all the parts of you, your light, your shadow, everything. And I feel like you and this person have a really deep soul connection. Okay, so again, there might have been another group that you were drawn towards. There might even been a couple, to be honest. But this Hermit card, I was hearing we go way back. Like in reference to past lives and things like that. So you may have this uncanny feeling of like, I feel like I know you from somewhere, or like, have we met before? Or wow, we really vibe. The conversation flows so easily. Like I just met this person, but I'm suddenly telling them everything about my life. And like, we have so many shared experiences, so many parallel experiences. Or you may just start to identify those aspects in your current relationship. Like, I see you guys really opening yourselves up a lot more and sharing some deeper truths, sharing more of your story, more of who you are, or just having really deep, interesting talks about like space and aliens and like, I don't know, just really interesting topics, like whatever you find to be really cool, you know? It could be nature related. It could be like, who do you think you were in your past life? Or like, where do you think we're going after? Or if you had no fear, what would you do? Or if we were the only people on earth, like, what's the first thing you would go do? You know, just like having conversations like that where it's like really fun and you get to learn a lot about your partner or this other person. Oh my God, I love this so much for you. I'm starting to understand those messages that I got in the very beginning where I was seeing yellow and hearing that song, because this is feeling just so bright and light and full of joy. It's interesting because when I was filming pile 3, it got super dark outside and it started raining like really, really hard. And the sun is already back out and like the sky is clear again for your pile. So friggin' sunshine and rainbows, okay? Sunshine and rainbows. And I'm not just saying that, like, I'm not just saying that to make you feel good. This is genuinely what I'm seeing here. Like, if you go and listen to the other piles, like, not all the other piles are like this, okay? So let's move forward and see what's going on with career and finances. So we have the distraction of shiny things. And we have the 7 of Pentacles. Okay. So if you're wondering why your money situation hasn't been growing or evolving as much as you would like, or maybe you have investments, or maybe your career is feeling a little bit slow, a little bit, a little stuck, like maybe even feeling like you've hit a dead end in some way. I'm seeing that it could be because you are, oh my God, and I said that before too. I was just about to say, I have goosebumps. I was just about to say it could be because you've been either planting the wrong seeds or planting the seeds in the wrong place. And I remember at the beginning, I literally said, like, they were showing me someone putting seeds into the ground and then covering it up with soil. Wow. So it's either that it's not the right seeds or it's not the right environment for those seeds. Something may be distracting you. Something may be kind of veering you off course or off track in some way and moving you away from what's in alignment or away from what's really authentic to you. So for example, let's say you're working an office job and like, I don't know, you work in marketing or something, and that's what you thought that you were gonna do. And like it's going well, and you've moved up through some ranks, but now you've kind of been at the same spot for a while, and you're like, you know, getting that itch to grow, or that itch to just expand and evolve and move forward, but it's not really happening. It could be because you're meant to be somewhere else, or that this career that you're in is actually distracting you from pursuing something that is actually made for you, that would actually be fulfilling to you. So like if you've been considering starting your own business, or, you know, launching your own project, just starting something new but haven't done it, I feel like there's maybe something distracting you. Let's see. Spirit guides, what is distracting my pile 4s in August when it comes to their career and finances? Because with the 7 of Pentacles, like it tells me that you've been working hard. You've been dedicating yourself, you know, you've planted these seeds, you've put the work in, and you're like waiting for them to grow. And it's not that they're not growing or that they won't grow. But there's something getting in the way. There's like an interference or something. Spirit guides, what's distracting my pile 4s in August when it comes to career and finances? Can you offer us some insight? Okay. Yeah, okay. So I will take this card and this card. Okay. So we had the 8 of Pentacles and the Emperor coming out, as well as having the 6 of Swords on the back of the deck. So what is distracting you in August when it comes to your career and finances? So this is kind of funny, and it's like not actually funny, but like it's ironic. Work is distracting you. It's like your work is distracting you from your career, which I know kind of makes no sense at all, but it on some level it still makes sense to me, because it's like you may be in one job, but staying in this job is distracting you from actually following your destiny, or actually getting in the way of you aligning with your true purpose or your true path in life. With this Emperor card, maybe it's your boss. Maybe, oh, that's interesting. Your boss really values you, but I don't think they necessarily want to let you know that. It's like they're trying to hold on to you because you bring a lot to the company or to them, and they don't want to let you go. They don't want to see you move on. So it's like they've been trying to keep you happy, or trying to maybe even make you feel guilty about leaving. Like, you know, maybe saying things like, oh, we're so understaffed, like, thank God we have you. You know, something like that, where it makes you feel like, you know, I would feel like such an asshole if I quit now, or I would feel so bad if I left when they're struggling, or if they don't have a lot of people to rely on. It's like they really look at you as a backbone, and I think you get a lot accomplished for them. And so they see that you're really valuable, and they don't necessarily want you to move on. Now, that'll be the case for some of you, but something else that I'm getting is this. Okay, the 8 of Pentacles usually represents someone who is tunnel visioned on their craft. They're focused on perfecting their craft. And that's what they do. They show up early, they leave late, and they spend, you know, all their time and energy focused on perfecting their craft. But this 8 of Pentacles in this deck is an octopus who has many arms. So some of you are being distracted by a lot of different things. Some of you have this some of you may be in Aries, you don't have to be, but you may have this kind of energy where you're really fiery, you're really passionate, you're really enthusiastic, and you're really ambitious, and you may have your hands in a lot of different pots, and you may, because Aries is a cardinal sign, which is about taking initiative, so you may start a lot of different projects, but you don't necessarily finish them. And if you resonate with being in that kind of scenario, by putting your energy into all these different places, you're really spreading yourself thin, and that could be why your seeds aren't growing. Okay, like let's say you only have 1 liter of water per day to water your seeds, okay? And let's say you have 4 different seeds that you've planted. Maybe 1/4 of a liter isn't enough water for these plants to grow. But if you only had 1 seed, or if you only had 2 seeds, it would be enough water for those plants to grow to maturity and bear fruit. Okay? So I really hope that that example makes sense. And And I know that the messages are like very different, so you'll have to use your discernment as to what resonates for you. But that's kind of what I'm picking up here. But I'm actually going to grab some advice for this right off the bat. Spirit guides, what is the advice for pile 4 in overcoming these distractions or overcoming this stagnation that they may be experiencing in their career and finances, please? What is the advice for pile 4 to overcome distractions or stagnancy in August when it comes to career and finances? And you know, for some of you, it could just simply be that like life is happening, life is getting in the way, and like, you know, sometimes other things need our attention for a while, and that's okay. You know, sometimes things come up and we just have to deal with it. That doesn't mean that we have to abandon our garden forever. We can come back to it. Okay, so we have the 9 of Swords, and we have the Knight of Pentacles, as well as the Wheel of Fortune. So the advice is not to worry with the 9 of Swords here, not to worry, and to take things slow with the Knight of Pentacles. You don't need to rush because this change will happen naturally. This shift with the Wheel of Fortune being on the back of the deck, you don't have to actually do anything. The universe is going to handle this for you. Yeah, it's like there's a change happening that may feel a bit shocking to you at first. Like it may require you to leave something behind, but the universe is bringing a brand new opportunity here with the Ace of Pentacles underneath the 3 of Swords. So it's like, don't worry, just take things slowly, take things day by day, and the universe is going to create this shift for you. And you may feel a bit sad, or you may feel bittersweet about it if this is about, you know, leaving one job behind, for example. But when you leave that job behind, or this opportunity comes in that would require you to leave this job behind, but it'll be something that's actually way better for you. Okay, you'll actually have a lot of movement with the Chariot here. You'll be able to move forward. Okay, you'll be feeling more confident, you'll be feeling more empowered, and it feels like you have more choice in the direction that you're moving in. And then we have Justice as well. So this could indicate a new contract, like a new work contract, or going into business with someone. But as well as this is, you know, getting what you rightfully deserve with justice. Okay, so don't worry, because the universe is going to be taking care of you when it comes to your career and finances in the month of August, okay? So let's move forward and take a look at your personal and spiritual development. We have indecision. I use my intuition in all aspects of life. And we have the, what? We have the Page of Cups again. Wow, okay. Indecision. I use my intuition in all aspects of life. So I feel like this indecision is more related to your career, or part of it could have to do with your career, like what we were just talking about, where, you know, should I stay? Should I go? Should I try something new? Do I stick it out? And the advice is as well as to listen to your intuition and to use your intuition not only in terms of your career, but in all aspects of your life. If you struggle to connect with your intuition, it could be because you really need to ground yourself, which is why we have these really, really strong messages of Mother Gaia coming through, as well as the Tourmaline quartz here. And like I had mentioned earlier, the clear quartz aspect of this crystal, I think would also be really beneficial for you to gain that clarity, right? To open up the flow of information through your upper chakras so that Spirit can send you messages. So Mother Gaia can send you messages. So your guides can send you messages. Oh, sorry. My foot is so asleep right now. Oh my God. This Page of Cups here, the Seven of Pentacles, and I was talking about how, you know how I was saying the Eight of Pentacles is someone who is like tunnel vision on something. There's something that you're really focused on here, even with this Page of Cups. This deck is really cool. It's inspired by ancient Greek myths, and the Page of Cups represents the story of Narcissist. So it's like you're very focused on something here, trying to find clarity. If you've been asking for signs or clarity and you still feel confused, it could be because you're either ignoring the signs and messages that come in or have been oblivious to them. So, I mean, I'm guilty of this too. But, you know, sometimes when you receive an answer that you don't like or that you don't want to hear, you just kind of pretend that you didn't hear it, right? And then you keep asking and asking, and you'll either get the same response or you just won't have any further messages coming in until you have that clarity and moment of realization where it's like, okay, like, yeah, I kind of see what you're saying with that original message I didn't like. But I'm actually gonna, so this one feels a bit cryptic to me. I think you're just starting to really trust yourself more and like trust in your intuition, trust in how things make you feel. Okay, Spirit Guides, what's going on in terms of personal and spiritual development for my pile 3s in August? Can you clarify what's happening with personal spiritual development? Okay, so, wow, we have Judgment. Yeah, okay. Judgment's all I need. I just need one card. Judgment is telling me that you're going through an awakening or an ascension of some sort, and you're also very close to completing a very major cycle in your life, which makes a lot of sense because we have new love here, which indicates a new beginning, of course. But in order for new beginnings to happen, there needs to be endings in certain ways. And as well, this Gaia card, number 28, that reduces to a 10, the closing of a chapter, the closing of a cycle. And oh my God, wow. Do you remember that song from the beginning? Sunshine, lollipops, and rainbows. Well, there's your rainbow. As well as for some of you, in addition to Mother Gaia working with you, Ganesha may work with you as well. He's the deity of removing obstacles. So if you feel called to, or if you feel comfortable to do so, you can ask Ganesha to remove obstacles from your path. But with Judgment, it's like you're heeding this call. There may be a certain decision that you have to make in August that won't be based out of logic or practicality, but will be based on your intuition and your feelings and your emotions. And there's somewhere that you're being called to go or something you're being called to do in August, and you're being called to use your intuition when it comes to making that decision. Now, that doesn't mean not to do your homework. I still think that it's always beneficial to look at things from all angles, but to really focus on what your intuition is telling you and what your emotions are telling you. But also not to feel worry if you feel this kind of stuck energy or kind of like this Two of Swords energy where you're feeling maybe conflicted, you don't really know what to do. Judgment is letting me know that you are rising above this. You're rising above this and you're so close to completing a very significant cycle in yourself, in your life. And we have Perseverance here. So it's like, yeah, it's like you're You're almost there. We have Judgment, and then the World follows Judgment, and that's the last card of the major arcana. So it's like, just hang in there, because this, whatever this is almost complete. And then it'll be behind you, and you won't have to worry about it or think about it or deal with it. So I'm not getting like anything specific, because I think this is going to be so different for everyone, but I really hope that that makes sense to you. It doesn't have to make sense to me, but as long as it makes sense to you, that's all that I hope for. So let's move forward and take a look at our next few cards, which will represent any other significant or noteworthy events happening in August that you need to know about. So we have the butterfly, change for the better. Oh my God, and I said at the beginning that this makes me think of butterfly wings. Wow. Okay, we also have bull, do not back down from opposition, show strength and fortitude. Yeah, this idea of perseverance. And then we have claw, be careful, do not take risks. What's interesting is when I pulled judgment, the back of the deck energy was strength, which, like, the bull makes me think of Taurus, but also this message here, do not back down from opposition, show strength and fortitude. Strength, perseverance. It's like, just hang in there, because a very positive change is coming. And Spirit is saying here, with be careful, do not take risks. If you don't feel confident about making a decision, if you don't feel completely sure, don't make the decision yet. If you think you have the answer, but you feel unsure, don't make the decision yet. Because when you know, you know. When you truly know what decision or what option, what path you're going to choose, you will feel 100% sure and confident. And if you don't feel 100% sure and confident, don't make the decision yet. It's like the message with the Knight of Pentacles that came up. Take your time. There's no need to rush. They're also showing me the Hangman, which talks about taking a moment to just pause and reflect. Sleep on it. Give yourself time to breathe, okay? Sometimes when we're focused too much on something, it actually makes it more difficult to find clarity. You may need to take a break from thinking about it or trying to figure it out, and just actually not distract yourself, but give attention to different areas of your life. So for example, if you're struggling to make a decision about your career, for the moment, just go with the flow with your career. And in the meantime, you know, focus on your love life, focus on your friends and family, focus on your hobbies, focus on things that bring you joy. And as you enter that kind of flow state, you will receive a realization, or you will be in an energetic state where you'll be able to receive messages and information from Mother Gaia, your guides, the universe, possibly even Ganesha, and it will bring you that sense of assuredness and confidence that you need to make the decision that you need to make. Okay? I would say butterflies would be a big sign for you. Butterflies and birds. Okay. Yeah, and flowers, because we have a pink flower here, and then there's all of these narcissuses, those white flowers. So flowers are significant. Okay. Our last two cards are going to represent helpful advice for you during the month of August. So, oh my God, we have new life. Listen, I'm not kidding. Like, someone's pregnant or giving birth in August. New love, new life. We have 2 pages of cups. It's crazy. Okay, we also have the energies gaining momentum, waxing moon. That's kind of what I was feeling like when that judgment card came out. It's like we're building up to the climax. We're building up to the end now, and it's like you're getting so close to that. And on the other side is this brand new life. It's like the sun is rising for the first time. Okay, on the other side of this change is something so beautiful. It's everything that you could possibly dream of and more. So really just hang in there, because you may feel like this has been a really long journey. You may feel like it's been a slow journey, but it's not going to feel like that for much longer. The energy is really going to be picking up in August, and by the end of the month, you're going to be in this new beginning. You're going to be in this new life. So this change that's happening is huge. It's huge. It's like from one day to the next, it's like you're going to have this like whole new life. So for example, just going off of the example of having a child, it's like one day it's just you and your partner. And then all of a sudden you go into labor, and the next day you have a baby, and now it's the three of you, and it's no longer just you and your partner. This is a whole brand new life, a whole new chapter, and things will forever be different, but in the most beautiful of ways. So this is everything that I'm seeing for you, Pile 4. Let me know in the comments how this resonated for you. Be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed watching, and hit the post notification bell so you never miss out on when I upload a video. I love you so, so much. Thank you so much for letting me read for you today, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, friends!